I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital media. This show is powered by cannabis. Cannabis. How was everyone's 420?
Happy National Drug Testing Day.
Yes. Anyone need some pee?
Yeah. Oh, Donny, we should. Yes, Donny, please drink up. We need pee. We're selling Donny P's pee right now. Good morning, everybody. Yes,
it's pee-pee, if you will.
Pee.
Donny's pee. All right. Anyway, we're brought to you by Teebs of Adrian, Teebs.green. They had I talked to Teebs yesterday morning. He's like, man, bro, today is crazy. I'm like, of course it is. You've got the best prices in town. You've got the best quality stuff. You don't have to worry about who knows God where you're getting your shit from. You know it's coming from a place that's legit. So life is good, man. So life is good for them. If you need to get some stuff, Gina's got her stuff. I know, Gina, you did weed and tacos yesterday, I think.
We did, because it was Taco Tuesday. So I just put it on Facebook, and Sugar showed up. So we had our drag queen in a shawl, but dressed as a man.
Nice.
Medium John Tursky was there. John's friend came, my daughter came, and then in strolls this dude with this like face mask and little slit of eyes, like looking like a ninja. I didn't know I was also stoned, but I didn't know for a minute. And then takes the mask down. It's Demetrius. Did like a big reveal.
Oh, what?
It's Demetrius. So Demetrius comes walking in and sits down at the end of the table, eats his our chips and salsa on the table, and talked for a few, and then left.
That is a baller move, Demetrius.
It was. I can't even lie. He left. I'm like, damn, that was. I think somebody said I want to be Demetrius when I grow up. Like, he just rolls in, eats chips and salsa, and takes off.
I saw that you posted you're gonna be up there. I wanted to like just try to sneak away from work for like a spell just to see you guys.
They were so high. Like, first of all, I don't get that high. Like, I get a little zing. Like, I do the edible version of a little one hitter. Like that's what I do. And Sugar and John were like stoned. Like, I'm almost positive that it wasn't that we weren't just doing weed at that point. I'm pretty sure.
I would say they weren't just at that point.
So I do have to say that I think you guys went to El Camino, which, man, the food in this Mexican food in this town is so shitty. You guys have to go to Lowrider Cafe, because that's where Colleen and I went for.
It is good
for brunch, and it is probably the best food in the city from the best people in the city. So if you get a chance, they're downtown. They're inconspicuous, right across the street from the library. And go check them out if you want to get some good Mexican food. Lowrider Cafe. All right, here we go.
And now, our feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Andrew Z. Call up that Andrew Z. I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021 of the year of our Lord, the day after 420. Welcome to it. I'm Andrew Z. Demetrius. Nicodemus. Gina from Gabella Media. He's outside Gina. Chris Tiefel. Donny P. And that's it.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Woo!
Gee, I wonder who Demetrius is supporting in the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, I wonder.
I do have a couple things for you guys that I want to bounce off. Your first one is Does weed give you a hangover? Like,
No.
can you get a weed hangover? No. Okay.
Only if you're still high.
Not that I would know at all, but no.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if you don't sleep, I mean, if you're still, I don't think you'd be high if you still woke up, Donnie, because highs don't last like an acid trip lasts a really long time. I've heard, but weed lasts like a couple hours. Like it's not that long.
Huh.
I have woken up drunk before, and that's not fun.
I'm still drunk from like 2005.
Dude,
where like you're having to like make a decision between like holding your bladder and walking straight. Like it's not fun.
No, you just
When
pee
you
your
wake
pants
up-
at that point.
when you wake up drunk, you know you have spent your money right. Like you literally, you're like getting every penny's worth of alcohol that you bought. It's like you've gone to like the Costco of alcohol, and you're like, I'm gonna need this to carry me through to tomorrow. And
It's the worst because you wake up and you're like, I don't feel too bad. Oh no, I'm still drunk. That means the hangover is coming later, like in the middle of your day.
Donnie, I'm not sure something's wrong with your mic, brother. I don't know.
Yeah.
Checkity check.
Check your wires.
All right.
The one at the bottom of the mic. That one always comes loose on me.
Good morning, Angela. Good morning, my mom. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Here's the other thing: is Apple made a big announcement yesterday regarding podcasts. So to all, I got an email to all podcasters, and there is beginning next month. There's going to be a pay option, so you can make people now. Oh yeah, definitely. That's the wire, Donnie. You found it. That's the loose wire.
How's
You found it. It still sounds the same, but you hit the right spot. It's just not fixed.
What is the amount of money people would be willing to pay to listen to us ramble?
I know. That's what I was wondering.
Tell us in the comments. How much money would you be willing to pay?
Because the interesting thing is that you can charge any amount. Starting next month, you can put a paywall. I guess there's a way to put a paywall onto your Apple Podcast. So, what would you pay?
Yeah, well, what I would venture to say. I mean, I'm on the show, and I would pay nothing.
Josh would do $5. By the way, it's funny. Josh says that Donnie's trying out his creepy cell phone stalker voice. Hello, I know where you try it. Anything, Don? No.
Now it's out.
Oh, now it's worse. Yeah, I can barely hear you.
What the heck is going on?
He's got a short or something.
Is it Monday?
I really, and then this is funny because now you talk about, hey, so how much would you pay to listen to this show? And like everything is like breaking down.
Yeah.
So
We're doing tech. This part of the show brought to you by technical support.
Yeah, it's like the Solheim Cup where they're like, we need volunteers, but we also need the volunteers to pay us $150.
We're gonna charge you $5, and the whole show is gonna be us testing equipment.
Yeah, test. This show brought to you by technical difficulties. That's right, technical difficulties. Everybody has them. It's not good.
Tiefel's dad is. Tiefel's dad is. I think you said you need to start paying us to listen.
Yeah.
Maybe I read the email wrong. Maybe that's what Apple is saying, that we're supposed to pay people to listen.
Well, in his defense, he does get up at 3 a.m. to listen to this thing.
No,
that's commitment.
On the West Coast, yes. All right. So, what do you guys think of this weather? We got 5 inches last night.
Merry Christmas.
He's got what are those snow boots back out? You got your snow boots back out.
Son of a bitch, and like the equivalent of culottes on. So snow boots because it is spring and I refuse to bend, but I will adapt. But I won't bend. I will wear shorts and snow boots.
Are there any closings?
Like the Ohio uniform.
There are no closings, and there are no closings. I don't see, but
no. But the roads are good.
Are they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did really good with the roads.
Well, the road, the area, everything was so warm. don't think it stuck too much. You know what I mean? I think that I don't know.
5.5 inches at the airport.
I know it's great.
5.5 inches, and it is April 21st, and this is like the worst thing that you could do after 420 day is to have potheads wake up to 5.5 inches of snow and wonder how long they slept.
I was driving in today. There weren't that many cars on the road. Driving into the office today, and I don't know if it was because people are sleeping in because they got really high yesterday, or because of the snow and they don't want to get on the road.
Yes. Both of those things.
13 ABC meteorologist Ross Ellett says 5 inches fell at the Toledo Express Airport up to midnight. That takes our seasonal total over 40 inches. And this is the biggest snowstorm we've had this late in the season ever. So we've never had this much snowfall this late in the season.
And people say climate change doesn't bring good things.
No, it doesn't.
We're breaking records. Come on now. I mean, there was a while we were like right up there neck and neck for like murder capital, and then Detroit tried to pull away, and then Baltimore was like, hold my beer. But here we go. Like literally, this is like this was a good year for us breaking a record. We can tie this, put this in a pin, and put it on the wall.
You get a little certificate.
Yes. So do you guys want to talk about look, can we say anything that hasn't already been said? That's the only reason we should talk about the Derek Chauvin verdict last night, or yesterday rather. After about 10 hours of deliberation, the jury came back with guilty on all 3 counts that he was charged. That is Derek Chauvin, the police officer that kneeled on George Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes. Is there anything that we can say that hasn't been said, or do we skip it? What do we do here?
I have.
I don't want to just rehash the same shit.
Yeah, I kind of have a funny thing here. Is I saw a headline this morning that said O.J. Simpson had weighed in and said that it was right that he was convicted. And the only thing I could think of in the back of my head is, yeah, maybe O.J. Simpson should probably take a back seat on this one. like maybe don't comment on other.
OJ's the type of guy that he doesn't understand like irony. Like he that dude is just he's just oblivious to it all. Which you got to with as much.
Look, I understand like all you guys like OJ shouldn't like chime in, but he was also affected by dirty police officers. Like honestly, if there's somebody, I mean, the problem was that a dirty cop tried to frame a guilty man, which was fucked up, and we all know a negative plus a negative equals a positive. But so he can chime in, and absolutely, it's okay. If we really want to look back, OJ kind of got fucked because he got convicted of kidnapping and trying to steal back his own shit, and they just. Like that sentence was a retribution for the murder. Like they were like, okay, we didn't get you on the murder, right, but you're football, motherfucker. Right. You're going to jail for 40 years.
That was an Andrew Z conviction right there, trying to get his own stuff.
Is it? is everyone cutting out, or is it just? Is everyone
it's
like
just you,
Demetrius? I'm like getting every other word. Is it my connection?
It's you. I'm hearing everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's you.
Yeah.
How do I sound?
Right.
You sound good now, Donald.
You sound great, Donny.
You sound dreamy as always.
I know. You sound great. But I mean, over the trial thing,
dude. It's like people are acting like this one conviction totally wipes clean everything else that has happened, and it is like. Getting a conviction for a cop that kills a person of color it's like getting struck by lightning. It's like 1 in a million. So every like 100,000 that get killed, then we get this one piece of justice, and people are like, "Woo, we finally arrived!" Like that's not the case. If I tell you that I have to kill 1,000 of you before one person sees justice, is that fair?
That's very
No.
true, but sorry, Gina, go ahead.
You go ahead, Donny.
Very true, but the just the feeling of emotion, like the culmination of just so many thoughts and feelings and events. Like I was at the gym today and I actually started like tearing up on the treadmill because I couldn't even hear the coverage. I could just see the coverage on the TVs, and it just you just kind of feel the weight of everything all over again. Just the last year and 2 months. It's just like, wow.
Yeah,
It's just, even doesn't make
sorry.
up for it, but it's something different. Oh, go ahead.
The I think what it did do, D, and the reason, like, I agree with you 100%, but what it did do was it set a precedent, and we need that. We needed to set the precedent. We needed that first conviction so that there can be more convictions. So that's my hope. Like, I know, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, but we have to have some kind of hope moving forward. And I think that that's kind of what this did, was it just set that precedent of you cannot do this. There will be consequences. Death should always, force should always be the last resort in every situation and not the first. And too many times it's the first resort. So I'm hoping that that's what this will do. I'm with you. I'm not extremely hopeful, but I mean, fingers crossed, I guess.
Yeah, I think the real thing's going to come up. I think the real thing's going to come up, and whether or not people actually consider this to be justice, or whether or not people actually consider this case to be a hopeful one in 8 weeks when sentencing happens. Because he's facing up to 75 years in jail, but that judge could, it could do a lot of messing with the sentencing, and he could get off relatively light.
I don't think he's going to get off
light. Yeah, I don't think so.
They're going to run his sentences concurrently, but they're going to max him out. He's doing 40 years.
I was thinking at least 10 to 20. I was thinking, but we'll see.
They have an enhancement if a child watches, if a child was present, like so they're like, that's an extra 5-10 years just because you killed somebody in front of a kid. That makes it worse. I'm afraid the precedent is that we need 9 minutes of videotape. Is that what the requirement is now going to be?
Well, we had that with Eric Garner and didn't even get fired. So I'm going to say this is a step forward from 10 years ago. But the problem with that is that it can't take 10 years for the next step. It cannot. This is a now thing. Go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's okay. I was, and then as soon as we get the verdict, like within an hour, there's a shooting in Columbus of a 15-year-old girl. I don't know if you saw, but there was protests in Columbus last night. And this 15-year-old, cops get there. This 15-year-old, there's a 911 call. This girl is wielding a knife, and she's going crazy, and then the cops show up and they get out, and she kind of is lunging at people, and within like 20 seconds, I think it was within 15 seconds or something, then they end up shooting her dead. Now she wasn't innocent. I mean, she was running around with a knife trying to stab people. And she may have lunged at the cops. I can't remember if that part is true.
She ran towards another woman who was up against a car with the knife out, like she was going to stab the other woman, and they shot her on her way to lunging at or running towards the other, charging. That's the words they use.
So
charging. I haven't seen the video. That's just a description.
So I have seen the video. It's pretty intense.
So here's the thing about that. Like, she's 15 and that sucks. But if you're charging somebody with a knife, if I'm the person getting charged, I do want somebody to do something. You don't think that was okay? You don't think that?
Well,
I think that's a thin line for me.
Go ahead, Donny.
They're going to do the whole investigation. They released the video right away for transparency, and we've just got to see what happens. See what were the options. I don't know.
Yeah, and real quick too, it's Demetrius. I know you were kind of skeptical about progress forward, but this is the second time in about the last 10 days or week, or I can't remember, but there was the other one in Minneapolis, the shooting of that guy,
Dante Wright.
Dante, right? Thank you. And the police released the body cam right away too. This within hours, and now this one released within hours. That's way new. Like that was never happening before. You'd have to move heaven and earth to get that body cam video. But now it's coming out within hours of the incidents. That is progress forward. The other thing is why couldn't they tase her? Like why?
Look, she got a knife. It was in defense. I don't know the situation. My thing is, it happened in a neighborhood where adults live. Where the fuck are these adults who would let this shit go on to a point where there is a 16-year-old girl, 15 from what I hear, wielding a knife, chasing people? There should not be a teenage girl fight in your neighborhood if you are an adult living in that neighborhood. You stop that shit. Where are her parents? Who the fuck let her run out of the house with a fucking knife? Did they go, oh, that's just Stacy. She just runs out of the house with a knife in her hand. That's not a fucking thing. You know what? How about the cops show up and shoot the first fucking adult they see who's just standing around? How about that? Bang. How about you get your fat ass up and involved, you fucking piece of shit? You talk about the community in which you live and how much you want safety. Well, stand the fuck up and stop these kids.
Or even worse, how many times have you seen these parents where they're going, "Oh, go kick her ass," like they're, I don't know, the mentality of like they get caught up into this kid fight drama where they will actually encourage it. I don't know if that happened here. I'm just saying,
fight drama in my fucking neighborhood. That shit stops as soon as I fucking see it. You can fucking go home and tell your parents that some fucking guy stopped you from fucking throwing blows, and if they got a fucking problem, they can come see me. But that shit does not happen in front of my fucking house.
I mean, to be fair though, Demetrius, if two girls are out, teenage girls are outside fighting in front of my house, and one of them has a knife, I'm gonna call the police. I'm not gonna die.
Fine. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to stand there waiting for the fucking cops to show up. And if that falls on me, if there's somebody says, you know what, you put your hands on my kid because you know you're not supposed to put your hands on well, your kids were fucking fighting. One of them had a fucking weapon. And you know what? How about this? I would much rather stand in front of a judge explaining my actions than standing in front of a jury explaining why I watched one of these fucking kids die.
Yeah. And Chris Atwater said
that's why I keep. Oh, good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's why I keep a stack of those, those poppers you get for 4th of July, the plastic ones. You just throw them on the ground from my balcony around when people are fighting and they think gunshots are going and they run.
It's kind of smart.
Until you catch a bullet in this fucking shoulder. From the balcony.
Return fire. Columbus police said that it is in protocol to use force of a third party if a third party is in jeopardy, and they will be investigating this. And there is no doubt a third party was in jeopardy because she was going at that girl with that knife. There's no doubt about it. Go ahead, Tiefel.
I didn't watch the video. How far away, like were because somebody asked about why they didn't use a taser. Was it were they a good distance away, or were they right next to them? Or
she had a knife. A knife is to disable like that. She's wielding a knife, threatening to stab somebody.
No, I don't have a problem with the use of force.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the use of force, but that's what I was saying. I didn't know if maybe the taser, because somebody asked about it, maybe like a distance issue, but also tasers don't stop everyone. Especially if they're really geared up.
But then people are out there protesting, like it's another Black Lives Matter, killing another black person. But at some point, if you want the movement to be successful, at some point you have to be intellectually honest and say that doesn't fall into the category with some of these other ones. You have to stand up and say that you can't. They're not all equal, and people do bad things.
Eugenia wants whooping your kid's ass. That's what you need to do.
Can we pull up the video, Gina? Eugenia wants to. I mean, it doesn't show. Okay. So.
Yeah, does it? Because I don't want to watch that.
It doesn't show. It doesn't show them shooting
right before the shooting. But
do you want me to bring up the 13? Is that on there?
That's the only one I know of, so I'd send it to you.
Okay.
I'm
doing it. So.
We'll put the video here.
We're the only podcast that takes news requests. Gina wants to see. Gina, we're sending this out to you. That's right. Early morning drive. Here's a Columbus school shooting. Here you go. Back to you, Casey.
Dedicated to
it's the top 40.
I know. It's a long distance dedication.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And there's a lot of
Exciting
chaos.
radio. We're watching it load.
luxury SUVs. Now
Hey,
at Dunn,
wow.
you save $4,000 on a Buick
No,
Enclave
Taylor Kia.
GX.
Taylor Kia.
Need
No.
three rows?
Yeah.
Our
Mute
Buick
that shit.
Enclave has
I don't know how to
it, and you
stop
save
that.
You
$6,000.
can mute it.
Find
There's no
yours
skip.
at DunnChevyBuick.com. That
Taylor
is
Kia.
a done deal.
Give us
Taylor
money.
Kia.
John.
Oh crap.
Listen, so cops getting out, walking up. The girl, it's not the girl in the pink, so don't focus on her.
It's her. It's the girl in the black sweater.
Oh.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah. All right.
there you go. Yeah, that's definitely not in the same category as.
And there's fun, and there's like adults standing around. There's
I know.
fucking adults standing around. You like legit. You have grown ass people watching this unfold. It just didn't spill out into the streets. It just like somebody came to somebody's house, and then all of a sudden you're talking shit, and you got adults just standing there like, okay, I wonder where this is going. I wonder what it's gonna do. I wonder what is gonna happen. Do. Shame
I don't know,
on them.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, Demetrius, and yeah, you should probably not let your kid get into a fight like that on your lawn or whatnot. But I don't know too many people that automatically think the argument's going to go to Knives Out.
You know what? I don't care
Well,
what you automatically think. I think you need to put an end to it once you see some shit like that happening. It doesn't have to. See, when you sit there and you go, well, I didn't know she was going to pull a knife. I didn't know he was going to pull a gun. You know what? Well, if you stopped it at the beginning, we wouldn't have this question of, I didn't know she was going to pull a knife, or I didn't know she was going to pull a gun, because we stopped it before any of that shit happened. You know what? That's just it.
I'm sorry, D. Let's take a break, and I want to get. I mean, I guess it's Serious Show Wednesday, because I do want to get into this Perrysburg stuff. But let's do.
What's serious coming out of Perrysburg?
We'll go over it. Teams of Adrian. I think everyone.
When you're just tired of it, go to Teams.
Right.
Tired of it is, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's a break. It's like, you know what, dude? I need a break from the world. I just need I need a brownie. I need something to just relax a little bit, and because this world where we're all on edge, we need to just
we need Teebs now more than ever.
Yes, now more than ever, for sure.
Yeah.
We got to get Ashley some gummies, and again, because since Gina ate all her gummies. Oops. So go to teams.green, Team of Adrian. Yeah. And DMX Lawn and Landscaping. Now, obviously, you're not going to get your lawn cut today.
They do snow plow and snow removal too.
Do they shovel lawns?
They do. Yes. Would it be funny though if you like today's your scheduled day and some lawn guy just takes his lawnmower and he just like he's on a riding lawnmower out on the lawn today.
When I was
celebrating 420. I just thought it was white grass.
When I was in college, we were in class, and our class had a view of the football field. And right in the middle of his lecture, the professor stops and goes, "They're watering the snow." And we turn around, and they had the high-powered sprinklers just watering the snow on the field in the middle of Nebraska in the middle of winter.
So DMX Lawn and Landscaping, check them out. Okay. if for some reason I cut out to where it's inhibiting the show, let me know, because everyone is cutting out a little bit. Like it's not bad, but if for some reason like I'm not getting the true stream and like I sound terrible, then just let me know, because I will bow out. But
fine.
if not, we're gonna move on. So Perrysburg, there's some stuff going on in Perrysburg. A Perrysburg bus driver has resigned after being accused of racist remarks. He has resigned now in light of the alleged racist speech. He had initially been on paid leave pending the investigation, but basically he said to a Mexican, he asked a student. Here, I'm going to pull up the exact quote.
Can we stop using alleged because there's video?
Yeah, there's
Good
video.
point.
He actually said this shit.
So, in a video taken on the bus, the man can be heard off camera. Well, because it's alleged, because you don't see his face, so we know it's him. But you still say alleged because you don't actually see him on camera saying the words.
Are there any other adults on the bus?
Alleged is still the proper use of proper vernacular to use. So the video, you can hear a man being heard off camera saying, "You're from Mexico?" After a student responds in the affirmative, the man then replies, "Then shouldn't you be in a cage somewhere in Texas?"
Holy wow.
Shut the fuck up. That did not happen.
No, that this is the first you're hearing of this, Gina?
Yes. Yeah, dude, I don't pay attention to the news. I can't for my mental health. I just can't do it.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. A student can then be heard in the video calling the statement racist. And then they put the superintendent put out a statement saying there's no excuse for saying shit like that.
Well, you notice how he didn't resign though until the video was released. Like he was really holding out, and then all of a sudden the video got released, and he was like, that's over." So
I would just say that to a child. What a piece of shit. And these kids' parents, I can't. If that was my child, can you even imagine? I'd have tore the whole school up. Like we'd have been flipping buses.
Well, I try not to get outraged in the fact that he just a terrible sense of humor. He watches Fox at night, and he just said something that was really stupid.
But here's the thing, Andrew. The students on the bus said this was not the first time he said shit like this. This was just the first time they caught him. They said they were like, he has been known to say things like this along these lines. This was just, unfortunately for us, the first time we could actually catch him.
Well, but maybe he's just got a bad sense of humor. He needs to go to the Demetrius School of Comedy.
Maybe he should get his teeth knocked through the back of his throat. Yeah. Maybe that should happen.
I try not to get outraged anymore. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. It was wrong to say. He should resign, which he did. But I don't think it's a life. It shouldn't be a life sentence. Like I don't.
He's an asshole. He's power tripping. He's a dick to children who he is paid to protect on the road. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
No. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was for me. That'd have been fighting words.
Sorry, I didn't say someone kick his ass. I said I would. Sorry, I don't want to take that back.
Nobody do that.
Be responsible with our words. Got to be responsible.
The Andrew showed us not endorse mob violence.
I was not soliciting an ass kicking. I do take that back. However that sounded.
Yeah, I just know what I would do.
Okay.
If that was my child or my child's best friend, or like I don't even know this kid. I kind of still want to fight this bus driver right now.
But here's the thing. You know what? And like it just shows you it's everywhere. And like to say, like for a bus driver to be power tripping and to be a racist, right? A bus driver, like the same guy who picks people up and like I remember my bus driver smelled like whiskey and it made me feel safe. You know, I walked onto the bus and my bus driver was like, "Hi, Demetrius," and I was like, "Shit, what's up, Jack Daniels?" I'm like, "Here's to another adventurous day getting to school." Boom, you know.
What's up, Jack? I'm Bob. I'm talking to your breath.
Who talks to their bus driver though? I never did. Like outside of
did.
elementary school, elementary school, other than like saying hi when you get on the bus, because otherwise it's awkward. Like who's having conversations with the bus driver? He's driving.
No, he was avoiding conversation with you, Tiefel. That's all that was happening. Yeah. He was like, "Don't talk, don't make eye contact, don't talk to that kid."
He talked to the other 44 kids on the bus and just totally ignored you. He was like, "Man, that Tiefel kid, what the fuck?"
I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion. Tiefel does it all the time. It's just my turn. So I want to give my unpopular opinion, and I know that a lot of people from Perrysburg are gonna groan and probably get mad, but I can promise you there's not a single person of color that is shocked by that happening in Perrysburg. Like there's not a single person of color that's like, oh, Perrysburg, racist bus drivers? No way. That's not happening. Every single person was like, of course. So that's an image.
The only good thing to come out of this story.
That's an image that I'm going to give you my mom voice in a minute. That is a image that Perrysburg needs to fix. And just know that
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to say. I think it's more of
it's not it may not be fair, but it's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Demetrius, were you shocked that there was a racist bus driver in Perrysburg?
Yeah, am I shocked if there's a racist bus driver anywhere?
Right.
I mean, does it shock me that there are racist cops? Does it shock me that in politics there's racism? No. You know what shocks me now is the fact that nobody in the morning wakes up, looks in the mirror and goes, okay, today, Demetrius, we're not going to say anything fucking crazy because everybody's got a video camera. That's right. We're going to wait till we get home and then we're going to use all the racial slurs that we love. And we're going to make sure that the Nest isn't on. We're going to make sure that Alexa's not listening. And we're just going to roll around in N-words.
Roll around in them.
Well, some bullies grow out of it and realize that they're assholes, and some of them grow up to be asshole bully adults because you put people in a situation. And honestly, if you think about it, I think he was trying to insult this kid in front of his peers, which makes it even worse. But it's just the point of like Demetrius said, look in the mirror, be a kind person. I mean, especially when your job is to take care of children. Like you're driving them. That's like the most dangerous part of their day almost.
I know, dude. Donny, I thought I had the exact same thought as soon as I woke up today. I was on Facebook and it talked about how I can't remember what it was, but it was the some state is now letting you put an X in the gender. Like if you don't identify as man or woman, it's X. And of course, it's the reason these news. It was a news site, and of course, the reason they do that is because then everyone can comment their bullshit or whatever. And there's men and women. God only made two. And then I'm like, who the fuck cares? If your life is better, if you were happier by identifying as whatever the fuck you want to identify as, and it doesn't affect me, who the fuck cares? I don't care what you put in there. I don't care if the main thing about this world is you having a good life and being happy and doing your shit and being a good citizen. And if you want to identify as something, who cares?
Yeah, man.
Amazing. I'll fucking call you Batman. But
I know.
I will. But and here's the thing: I'll call you Batman because that's what you want to be called, and that's fine. But I'm gonna be uncomfortable for a hot second because I know you're not Bruce Wayne. So we're gonna have a conversation about you needing to be a tech billionaire to really pull this off.
Yeah. And if we're hanging out at night and the bat signal shows up, I expect you to take off.
I expect you to leave, like without even finishing your sentence. I expect you just to fucking pick up and leave.
Or if we're out to dinner at night in downtown Toledo or downtown Perrysburg, wherever, and if it's you and me and you identify as Batman and a guy comes up to us with a knife and wants to take our money, I expect you to step up in the lead and take care of this situation because
without the suit.
And I don't want Adam West Batman. I want Christian Bale Batman. Don't you show up with no fucking campy pow, oh my golly Batman. I'm gonna rip your testicles out of you through your throat, Batman. That's the Batman I want to show up.
Or if you're single, like Robert Pattinson Batman's, you just go out and talk to the ladies.
Okay, and so this other story, I have two more Perrysburg stories. Perrysburg needs to maybe get their act. The other one, it's all Perrysburg news.
The only good thing about the bus story for Perrysburg is that it kind of made a little bit of national splash. So now people know Perrysburg exists and won't just assume you're from Toledo. So,
Perrysburg students have been arrested after alleged school shooting threat. The report it came out Thursday that there was some social media threat, and then they found out that these kids did it, and then they arrested the kids. They arrested the kids yesterday, and there was 3 of them that are in custody now.
This one surprised me because I saw the headline and I expected it to be a Toledo school. like I did not expect it to be a Perrysburg school. That was not that was not my expectation.
TPS's school shooting motto is "I wish a motherfucker would." Like, honestly, like, you ever notice how nobody ever hijacks a fucking plane out of Detroit? You know why? Because bitches won't do that in Detroit. You can do that shit in Denver. You can do that shit in LA. You can do that shit someplace else. But don't bring a fucking knife to Detroit and think you're going to hijack a fucking plane. Bitch, please.
When a motherfucker pulls out a gun and be like, that knife is cute and all.
Yeah.
But sit the fuck down.
Yeah,
I'm going to Vegas. This is a $49 flight. I'm not fucking dealing with you. Yeah. Sit the fuck down.
Yeah, this is my grandma and grandpa's 65th wedding anniversary, and she's making the best mac and cheese in this motherfucking world. You think this shit's going to happen?
Colleen just texted me. She said, "All I'm saying is all this riffraff in Perrysburg started when we moved in."
You're bad at
right.
What did Chad threaten to bring his quail hunting gun in?
Okay, and the last Perrysburg story, and this one hurts my heart. This is a personal story. A friend of ours has got a kid, and the sweetest kid in the entire world. Mama's boy. Just a great kid, works hard, and loves to help people, will go over to his grandma's house and shovels the driveway. Great relationship with his family. And he goes to school with his bike, and he comes out, and some kids have put Nutella all over his bike. He's having these bullying issues.
Okay, so I know who you're talking about. Say less. Tell me where to be. Tell his mama. I'll tell his mama. I'm on my way. I got you.
It breaks my heart because then I put myself in that situation as a kid. If it happens to one of our kids, and we have had some bullying with our kids, and you don't realize how helpless you feel, and how bad the kids feel. And it's just, as a parent, like, you just like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, how you, because you can't really control it. The situation you're in, man, is if you go to the school and rat, and then the kids go to the office, and then they know you told on them, and then it's even worse for this kid. There's people say they want to get rid of bullying. There is no fixing bullying. It really is no fixing it. Go ahead, D.
Okay, so you're right. You're never going to end bullying. I've always said it's better to make your kids strong rather than try to stomp out something. It's like trying to stomp out a forest fire with your bare feet, right? But what I will say is this: if the parent knows this is happening, this is just my advice, and take it for what it's worth. Don't go to the school. Reach out to these kids' parents. You know what? And if it's coming out of that house, like, I'm gonna go to the source, because what I'm gonna say is, I'm sure that you did not raise a child that you wanted to harass others' children. I'm sure that wasn't your goal when you had this beautiful baby boy or baby girl, that you didn't think one day that child was going, as he or she grew up, would terrorize others' children that they went to school with. I'm sure that's not your goal. But let us see if we can fix this, because my child right now is going through it with yours. And there is no reason I would feel like that should be a thing. I'm going to the parent.
This
Yeah.
kid, but this
I'd invite. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Don, I'll let you get in, Donny, just real quick. This kid is a sensitive kid, so they don't know who it is. Like, he's had problems with several kids because he's vulnerable to that, because he's just a good, sweet kid.
Hey, what grade is he in?
I don't know. Third or sixth or ninth. I don't know.
That's range.
I don't know.
And it's good to see that you've gotten your counting by threes down.
He's in college.
Yeah, he might be in college. I really don't know.
I think he's a shift manager at Chrysler. It's crazy. Their Nutelling is like,
put it all over his new Jeep, his Nutella, I think. I don't know. I don't even know.
I mean, what is Nutella? I mean, I don't even get
it looks
that
like
one.
shit.
What is
it looks
Nutella?
like shit.
Well,
It looks like shit. So you rub it on somebody's bike and it looks disgusting.
Yeah.
And you have to clean it off and whatever. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah. So it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sure the kid feels terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you said they don't know who did it is kind of bad, because you try to picture if it happened to one of our girls. My first step would be, hopefully we know who it was, and we would try to get the girls over to the house, like maybe with their parents, maybe without, for dinner. We wouldn't even talk about it, because at that age, bullying, I mean, it's wrong. There's nothing right about it, but at the root of it, this kid's trying to make one of their friends laugh or something. They're trying to elevate themselves in the eyes of one of their peers at the expense of someone else, because they're feeling not worth it, not enough.
I love the different approaches.
So,
Gina's ready to go kick some ass, and Donnie's holding a UN summit.
I want to. Oh, don't get me wrong. I want to kick some. I mean, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Right.
But so that now he said, now you don't know who it is. So now you've got to have that talk. Like, look, there's no world where this is okay and this is right. But that person isn't doing this to you. They're doing it because of how they feel about themselves, of what they think it's going to do for them in the eyes of someone else. And it has nothing to do with you and what your worth is. Because, I mean, there's nothing worse than feeling alienated from your peers. It's like you feel like all alone.
It's sad, because I don't think that we've made, from when I was in school, I don't think we've made any progress as much as we focused on it.
That made it worse.
In the bullying thing, it's just the same, or it's gotten worse because there's no fixing it. You either report the kid, and then it makes it worse on your kid, or you can't ignore it. It's like it's this conundrum
they made bullying worse with zero tolerance policies. Now you get in just as much trouble as the bully for fighting back, and
go ahead, Gina.
So my girls were having some issues at school. Well, you know me. So my first instinct is I'm fighting kids. I don't give a shit. I'll fight a third grader, whatever. But what I actually did was,
removing the earrings.
I mean, I think that's every parent that your first instinct is you want to protect your child, but I don't really fight kids. I'm just kidding. So what I actually did was,
I don't really.
Gina, let me stop. Don't get me wrong.
Only in an extraordinary circumstance.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not acting like I haven't told my girls to tell people in their school that I would kick their ass. I've actually said those words. So I'm not judging by any means.
I don't know if you want that getting back to the administration where grown man's threatening little girls.
What I did was my solution. I have a solution, a potential solution. If your kid is experiencing bullying and you are able to do this, I know some people can't, but I started doing a lot of volunteering at the school. And so I was at the school like a couple times a month for certain events, for parties. I would bring stuff into the class and like that kind of thing. And the kids got to know me too. And of course, I'm nice to all the kids, and I know which ones are bullying my kids. And what I did was exactly what Donnie was saying. I was extra nice to those kids, which at first my kids were like, "What the fuck? Like, you're coming in and being nice to the bullies." So, but eventually what ended up happening was the kids stopped picking on my kids. And because they were going to have to face my kids as parents once a week or a couple times a month or whatever. So they didn't want to do that, firstly. And secondly, they did get that attention, the positive attention from me.
So,
but the problem is, I'll just talk to you, but the problem is most parents don't have that time to be able to do that if you have to work or whatever. Go ahead, D. What were you going to say?
Right.
And that's great if you can like spend that kind of time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can like volunteer at everything that they ever do throughout their life to keep them from.
No, wasn't my goal. My goal wasn't to go in there to stop the bullying. My goal was to insert myself into the situation and try to change the tides naturally. Like, I didn't go in there to defend them. I went in there to kind of try to shift things, and and it worked. And Andrew, I said that at the beginning. I know that not all parents can do this, but a lot of jobs now, not a lot. Some jobs now, if you go in and say I would like to volunteer at my kid's school, they'll work with you on that too. So. Just if you an alternative to fighting someone's parent.
I would always. My thing is, I would much rather give my kid confidence than.
Yeah. Well, you start there for sure.
Like literally, confidence is something that they can take with them wherever they go. My mom put me in karate classes when I was younger, and so it wasn't. Because, and she was like, I'm not always going to be around when you run into somebody, but what I can do is I can give you some tools that'll make you feel like you can handle yourself in any kind of situation. And so what that did was, that gave me confidence. So when I was attacked by a bully, I didn't actually beat him up. His shoes kind of beat himself up. And I came home and my mom was like, what happened? And I was like, this guy tried to talk shit, tried to take my shit. And she was like, well, how do you feel about it? I said, I don't think he's going to try to do that anymore, but, and that was the thing. I had confidence and I'm a big proponent of put your kids in self-defense classes. Let them learn. It's not just about kicking ass, but it literally is about discipline. It's about confidence. It is about, a community, and it gives them the tools to attack all aspects of life.
Yeah. But the thing with you, D, like for me, I was bullied a little bit. I had this one kid that bullied me for several years. It was just a thing. And I didn't want to fight him. Like, I was scared of him. I didn't want to fight him. Like, so it's not even, it's just, I just wanted to go away. And I don't, maybe not all of us have that in us to where we want to go fight the dude. I
didn't want to. The first thing they teach you in self-defense class is run. They don't teach you just to stand up and start whooping ass. They're like, you run first. If you can't run, then you defend yourself. Yeah. And that was the whole thing. It's not ninja school. It was literally, if you cannot take yourself out of the situation, then here are some tools that will help you at least get out of it.
Before I go, Andrew, because I have to get going, but I want to tell you guys a quick story. That so when I was younger, I've always been fat. I know that's going to come as a shock to you all, but I've always been a chubby child, and I'm still a chubby child. It's just what happens.
Your mom must still hate you to this day.
So I'm stretching the word chubby like I do my yoga pants. So my yoga pants.
Which are just regular pants.
Right. Yogurt pants.
So anyway, when I was in elementary school, I got bullied a lot. And I tell this story often, and it was seriously heartbreaking. It is as gut-wrenching as it sounded at the time. Obviously, now I'm a little over it. But my first crush found out that I had a crush on him, and he made up a song about me being fat. Like, talk about devastating for a fourth grader. That was awful. Like, that was like the world's worst thing ever. So... that's what the reaction in my.
I thought you meant it in a good way. Like,
no, it was awful. It was awful. So I got made fun of a lot.
Not PHAT, Donny.
Yeah, no, not that way. So, but here's what happened. See, we have the internet now, so I know it's a little different, but seriously, tell your kids to put the phone down. I would go home and I'd walk in the door and you could make all the jokes you want to. My mom and dad, every day, my mom and dad told me what a beautiful kid I was. They like just showered me with compliments and love. And my grandparents are the same thing. And if you can instill, like Dee was saying, instill that confidence in your child at home. And this doesn't work for every kid. There's no blanket statement. There's no fix all for any of this, but I'm just telling you my personal experience. Mm-hmm. And so as I got older, and then I also learned how to defend myself, and I used it when I had to. Like I got hands. I don't give a shit. I'm proud of the fact that I got hands. But I never was a bully. I would always just defend. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, the confidence, being able to defend myself physically. And now I think that's what got me through. And also the kids stopped picking on me. Like there's not a person that I went to high school with in high school that bullied me, because they would have got their ass kicked and they knew that. Or even better, I just shut them down with words. Because my tongue is like a razor blade, and I'll talk about your mama. I don't care. So anyways, my point is that all of
so fast.
Like a fat ninja with a razor tongue. So all of these things, it's everything we've talked about today kind of goes together, is my point, and a little bit of everything. And you can help your child, and no, you can't help them in the moment. It sucks. Your kid comes home, your kid's crying. It hurts your heart, but just instill them with the tools that they need to get through it in the future. And they will come out like me, which I'll tell you right now, Dee, don't make that face. I saw that. I will tell you now that my confidence level could probably be knocked down a few pegs. Like, I know that I'm beautiful. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm awesome. I want to be my own friend. I want to make another one of me so I can hang out. So you can get your kid through bullying. You can do it and do all of these things together. So moms and dads, I know you're sad when your kid comes home bullying, but just give them the tools for later.
There's one sentence you got to tell your kids. It's this: some people are just assholes.
Yes. We say that often. Yes.
So
some people are just assholes.
But
what do you do when your bully is like I had a bully for a short time before we moved to Texas.
Before he disappeared.
No, that was in a wheelchair.
Well, that's very clear, Tiefel.
I can't do anything to him.
Yeah, you can. You shove a broomstick in that motherfucker's wheels and you walk the fuck away. That is what you do.
He can't
follow you. He
No,
can't do shit.
It's like
put a chalk in his wheels,
when you're kids,
and then you go.
It's like at least when we were kids, like you got into a fight, you gave people time to like take off their glasses. You didn't make fun of the differently abled kid. You definitely didn't hit them.
Right.
Right.
They were like the protected class.
Go ahead, Don.
I have a funny bully story.
Go ahead,
but then I gotta go because I gotta get to work. But
I gotta go too. Bye, guys.
So I mentioned the opposite of bullying is friendship. That's my first go-to. When I moved to a new neighborhood when I was about to be in 6th grade, and I was having some issues at the playground, not during school, but like in the summertime at the school that was in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And, it was a mixed neighborhood, and there was like different groups of kids, a couple groups of black kids, like one small group of white kids. And basically I was the new guy. So I got picked on a couple times. I got beat up a couple times. You guys could totally see this happening. Well, I accidentally went to one of the kids that was bullying me's house looking for one of my other friends because I was by myself and I was new in the neighborhood. I went to his house. They were brothers, and I rang the doorbell and they come out, and I don't know if they thought I was like there to start some stuff. They're like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, all I could think of was, "Why aren't you guys at the playground?" So basically they went in and got their brothers, and we all went up to the playground, and they still picked on me, but we were friends for all through grade school and high school. Basically, I just never stopped trying to hang out with them, which is kind of ridiculous. But the opposite of bullying in my eyes is friendship, and it's hard to see because like the hate. And I do think that I've come a long way, because even then, when I used to get in fights in school, I felt like there was always at least one it's all about the teachers and the administrators that are there. That are you just going to be, all right, you're in trouble, you're going to jail, you're going here, or is someone going to listen and see the good in the children? Because these are kids, man. I feel like we got to catch them when they're young, teach them the value of themselves, and that's my take on bullying. I'm sorry, I got a lot of thoughts on it.
Josh says, I feel like Donny has had that beard since like 5th grade, and that's how he stopped bullies.
That's what I'm like. Donny was Donny even back in the 5th grade. He was like, man, I know you guys have been picking on me, but I just woke up today and figured you guys have probably never been hugged before. So can we? This is what a Donny P hug feels like.
Let's hug it out.
Yeah,
dude, I've made them let me play football with them.
Once you've had a Donny P hug,
yeah,
all the world is right. You can't hate me no more.
Yeah, I'm like Skittles melted in theater popcorn with Hershey Kisses on the bottom of it.
All right, thank you, Donny.
Thank you. I love you guys. I gotta go though. I gotta get to work.
All right, man. Have a good day. All right, see you, brother. All right. This portion of the show brought to you in part by Lufka All Natural. Lufka All Natural in Perrysburg. They are awesome. If you get a chance to check them out, it's all natural, which is why it's in the name. Cleaning products, skincare products, no harsh chemicals. They will never harm your planet. They use all recyclable stuff to fill the bottles, and it's really a cool place. If you get a chance, go check out Lufka All Natural. And Lawn Greetings of Toledo. I don't know if you could say it in the lawn today because of the.
Oh, I think you can. This is bullshit.
I want to put that in my lawn. I'm going to order it. This is bullshit. I'm going to order it from Lawn Greetings of Toledo right now. This is bullshit.
Yeah, they're already drafting the letter at the city hall right now for you.
All right, let's go. Tiefel's got the WTF news with Ebenezer Bushrod. Go ahead. That's his ultimate.
All right. Well, in Australia, a magistrate just convicted Phoebe Lee Bennett of speeding in absentia. She was clocked going 120 kilometers an hour in a 110 kilometer an hour zone. But the trick of it is she was standing right in front of him. The young lady in question is part of the sovereign citizens movement, who believe that no law applies to them unless they agree to it. And she refused to identify herself to the court and confirm her name. So the court just ended up giving her a conviction in absentia, basically like she had never shown up, even though she was standing right there.
Wait, what?
So
I've watched live PD where these people think that this sovereign thing has been fascinating to me. It's like it's
global.
They don't have to follow any of the laws and rules, and it never works. Every time the cops writing them a ticket, you can't write me a ticket. I'm sovereign. Okay, well here you go. And then it never works. So I don't know why they keep trying to pull this, but they've got someone on the internet's got them conned to think that they can just declare themselves a sovereign citizen and can do.
I think somebody just took that idea that we all have when we're really young of like, hey. I didn't ask to be born into this world. I wasn't part of these rulemaking when they were made. Why does this have to apply to me? I didn't consent to any of this. Right. And they just took it to the extreme.
I agree.
It's like libertarians on steroids.
Yeah. My favorite one is whenever they try to yell at the judge because there's fringe on the flag behind them. So that makes it a maritime court and they don't have authority over me. All this, they have some crazy arguments.
I know, dude.
So also out of San Jose, California, Sergeant Eddie Chan is under investigation. Did he use excessive force? Did he go on a racist tirade? No, he just filmed himself in full uniform with the Mortal Kombat theme, showing off his awesome baton skills. In a video that went kind of viral around Southern California. He's just using his police baton in full uniform and showing off his different moves, all with the Mortal Kombat theme in the background. And the department has him suspended right now, and they're investigating it because they don't think that it showed them in the best light.
The game has a phrase in it called fatality. Come on. You have to know Like maybe like you couldn't, if you're a cop, you can't play the Mortal theme in the background while you pet a puppy. Like you got to know that. Like it's all.
It does make it sinister.
The optics are bad.
So,
Man,
he's a little hot water.
When there's only 3 of us, it makes the camera come in. I look good today. My face is smooth.
I don't think the close up is my friend.
Really? I think you look fine.
So, out of Wilmington, Pennsylvania,
Demetrius looks the same. He just looks like a freaking good-looking bastard. I don't understand how it happened.
It looks like a before and after, like and then middle right here,
and then a middle.
Yeah, the evolution of plastic surgery.
Yeah,
and at the end we make you black.
So, out of Wilmington, Pennsylvania, John Byler was traveling along State Route 18 when he kind of apparently got startled by a snowplow and ended up crashing his vehicle on the side of the road. When the highway patrol showed up, he had minor injuries. His passenger had major injuries and was transported to the hospital.
Did they salute those injuries?
And so they nice. When police were there, Byler said he didn't remember what had happened about the crash, and they did some testing, and he blew a .125 in the breathalyzer. He was heavily intoxicated, and I say all this, and I feel like at the beginning of the story, I should have told you he was in a horse and buggy. It was the horse that got startled by the snowplow.
That's more the horse's fault. Like you breathalyze the horse. I mean, I can't make a horse like swerve. Like it's on the horse. If the horse knows where it's going, then you gotta. That's not my fault. You shove your hand up the horse's butt. That's why I got a horse in the first place. Is so I could buggy drunk.
So apparently in Pennsylvania, just remember, even if it's a horse and buggy, don't drink and buggy.
It's just, but it's not his fault though. I don't understand. Maybe
you can't be mad at me. It's the horse that crashed into the tree. The horse fucking saw the tree. I wasn't out drinking with the horse. I didn't say, "Hey horse, look, buddy, I'm gonna need you to get us home." And the horse was like, "Well, Wilbur, we've been drinking all day together." And I was like, "Well, I'll take the blame, Wilbur. You just stumble us home."
Hey, Tiefel, pull your head to your right. Okay, now down. Keep going down.
Oh, you mean like that?
No, to your right. I want you to look like LeVar Burton. Go down.
Yeah, from Star Trek, The Next Generation.
There it is. There.
Yeah. This is what LeVar Burton would look like if America didn't love him.
I am the cautionary tale.
Yes.
All right. So last but not least, you guys remember China, right? That little country of 1.3 billion people.
China stand.
That's been westernizing itself pretty quickly, and but still clinging to some old ways, which apparently they're looking at changing, because they're just now looking at passing a law to prevent elementary and middle school teachers from having sexual relationships with their students. That is not the age of consent in China is 14, but they don't, like most other countries, they don't have any rules in their statutory rape laws about authority figures on there, like most other Western countries do. So apparently, up until now, it's been perfectly acceptable for middle school teachers to bang their students.
But don't do it.
What's the pass-fail rate of those classes?
Yeah, they're also working in some other reforms in there, such as they can't post students' test scores for everyone to see. They can't publicize students who went on to be accepted to prestigious other schools as kind of like holding it over the head of other students. There's some sexual harassment rules in there now that, assuming this all gets passed into law, will severely restrict Chinese teachers from getting laid.
That's all right.
That was the story you came across, Tom. What'd you type in? China and sex and middle school?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off, if I'm typing in China sex, I'm not following it up with middle school because there's certain things I'm looking for.
None of that shit pops up on my feed, Chris. That's all.
No,
I'm saying.
I have specific places I go to find weird ass news.
Okay.
The dark
And
web.
that
WTF.
I bring you the news other channels won't bring you.
Absolutely. That's why we love you. All right. That is the news. We're sponsored by Teebs of Adrian at Teebs.green. Get your smoke on, get your edible on, whatever. Check out Teebs. All right. Josh said Chris is on the FBI most wanted list now. For Demetrius Nicodemus, Chris Tiefel, Donny and Gina. I thought today was Thursday all day. It's only Wednesday. All morning I thought it was Thursday.
I was going to say all day.
All morning. All right. See you guys. Bye, everybody.
The whole 2 hours I've been awake.